are officially on our way back to the cabin finally, and it's a blizzard. So hopefully this is a good idea. It's also supposed to be pretty cold. We will be snowshoeing from the yard all the way back to the cabin with backpacks, like portage packs, like the backpacks that I use to go canoe camping in the summer, those massive packs. We're using those to carry our stuff to the cabin with snowshoes. So we are over halfway to the cabin, but decided to stop probably for the night at Cory's grandma's house.
The reasoning is the blizzard is not letting up. The arrival time puts us basically at 4:35-ish, which would be getting dark, and then we'd have to warm up a cold cabin in the dark and transfer all of our stuff. So we'll start tomorrow. We'll take our time, be able to do stuff in the light. Snowshoe.
There's a lot of snow out here.
Yes, there is.
Holy cow. Oh my goodness. I feel like I need goggles.
I realized there was going to be snow, but I didn't think all the trees would be tipped over on the trail.
This is crazy.
You got 10 pounds of snow on you.
Okay, here we go. You go first. This is a lot of work, but it's really pretty out, at least. The trees are just covered in heavy snow. How's it going for you? It's going.
Lead.
Wow, you can finally see the cabin over there. Wow. This is wild. Holy cow, this is pretty as heck. Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised by all the snow on the roof.
Thought it would slide off better.
Yeah, I thought it would.
Me too. The boards on this side blew down.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. it to the cabin. And I feel, holy crap, so good to be here.
Ready to do it 2 or 3 more times?
Yeah, we have more stuff to get. How do I look, YouTube? It's actually so nice in here. Honestly. First things first, of course, we have to start the fire. Honestly, it's really cold, but it's so nice in this cabin already. What does it say the temperature is? It's -2 degrees in here. Makes sense.
There is a little bit of a wind chill outside.
Shout out to UCO for sending us our fire starters because our lighter doesn't work. This is actually like a strike anywhere, like long burn thing. So those are our fire. Out here.
Note for improvement next year, we need a firewood shed. Something to keep all the snow off the wood.
Feels good to be back at the cabin. We're here. Colt wants in.
Been here more than what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, we got her spinning, so it's getting warm. Got my heated gloves, and I'm very thankful for them. Next, I need heated socks. My feet got really cold on the way out here. It's probably, what was it supposed to be? I think it was like -9 this morning when I looked. But the cabin says -2 inside here, but it's very cold outside. My feet got cold on the way out here and they were kind of hurting when we finally got to the cabin, but now they're feeling better. And my hands are nice and warm. And the fire's going, so once I warm up a whole bunch, then I think I'll be ready for the next trip. We have the wood fire stove going, and it's slowly warming up the cabin. We're hoping that by the time we get back here from this trek that it'll be nicer. But we are gonna go get our next load of stuff, which includes a buddy heater, so we'll at least be able to warm ourselves up quicker when we get back.
Time?
Yeah, I had to sit down. I left the GoPro at the cabin because I don't want to carry it back and forth because this is a lot of work, but I did want to show you how beautiful it is right now.
Sunset.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. Just surrounded by forest covered in snow. We just got back from our second trip. That was an adventure. We finally kind of got everything situated. I'm about to attempt to brush my hair, which is a complete rat's nest from like the snow and the clothing and falling. I kind of fell a lot on the way out here because you couldn't really tell how deep the snow was, and there were a lot of down branches and stuff on the trails from all the heavy snow just pulling branches down. So I would trip on them with my snowshoes. Snowshoes are kind of clumsy anyway, but it was nice to have them. The snowshoes helped a lot today.
Yeah, without them it would have been not nearly as pleasant.
Yeah, would have been bad. If you watched our videos before, you know this. Our walls are insulated with foam insulation, our board. We don't have the fiberglass insulation in yet because we don't want to use the cabin with fiberglass insulation not being covered up on the walls.
The wood stove is running nice and hot, and next to the wood stove I think the thermometer set 400 degrees, so it'll just take a little bit to warm this place up.
This time when we're here, we actually brought meat sticks and sausages that we made with the deer that we got on this property. So Cory and Ethan shot a deer, or 2 deer here weeks ago actually, during hunting season, and now we get to bring the meat here to enjoy by the fire. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's going full circle.
What are we having?
Dinner of champions, ramen noodles.
We also each had a Cliff Bar. So Colt crawled out of bed to have some dog food, so he thinks it's warm enough to function again. We've got our pretty twinkle lights in the bedroom. We haven't put the lights like in here in the bedroom yet. I think it'll feel so nice once we have those. I think the lights just make it feel more homey. I was saying on the way out here when we were coming out for our second time with our second trip of stuff, I said to Cory, I don't know how I found somebody who would want to do this with me, who would want to venture out in negative 10, 15 degree weather to go hang out at the cabin and trek through feet of snow with sleds that kept tipping over. You didn't even see this in the recording, but the sleds would tip over every time we went around a corner, or sometimes just because. And it was a lot. Like, it's exhausting, and it's not like fun in that moment, but this to me is fun, being at the cabin and sitting by the fire and just hanging out with each other without our phones, without the TV, without internet, and just us and the dog. And come on. Go. Tried to tell him to go potty, but he wouldn't.
Probably expected me to go out. Jody volunteered for this run.
Got a big chunk in this load.
Is that about it?
Let me look. So we have our little vent with a fan that's gonna blow our hot air from up in the loft down to our bedroom. So Cory is kind of getting that set up. I don't know if we'll be able to run it tonight because we don't have enough battery storage. Our battery was dead when we got here, so we're using our backup that we brought. But he's at least getting it set up, so eventually it'll be usable. It'll be nice because so much heat goes up into the loft and it gets so hot up there, so we'll be able to circulate. So it's basically a HVAC tube that's gonna suck from the ceiling. There's a fan in the middle and it's gonna blow it down into a tube that's gonna go down to the floor in our bedroom. So obviously it's dark in the cabin, but I'll show you what I can. This is our heater set up. It's not on right now. It wasn't actually heating the cabin that much, so we're gonna save it in case we need it later. But this is where the air is gonna go. So the fan is there. It's gonna push air down here, so there will be hot air on the floor, and that tube goes up through the loft floor and into the loft. So it's gonna suck the hot air and push it all the way down. Woo! And hopefully it'll keep our bedroom warm and the loft manageably not so hot.
Yeah, like you said, if anything, just circulate the air so we don't get as many hot spots.
I thought this was kind of funny. We have soap and oil that we left at the cabin, and the Dawn dish soap froze and it kind of turned to baby blue. This is usually like that regular Dawn color that's kind of translucent and like a darker blue, but it froze a baby blue. And then the oil, just, I don't even, oil blend of oils, just solid white chunk. Just looks like a jug of fat, which it is. I'm going to alter the future. We've decided we're gonna actually go play our Exploding Kittens game, card game, up in the loft because it's warmer up there and we just think it'd be fun. So I'm gonna start bringing some snacks, some water, a rug, and the game up there.
Depends on how disperses the light.
What, like here?
Yeah, maybe right there. Hopefully running right at our head.
Yeah, we have to take it out when we're done so Ethan doesn't hit his head. That's nice. We are going to bed and we'll see you in the morning. Cory's already snuggled up. So Cory actually just climbed out of bed because he said we need a shelf, and then decided we were gonna build a shelf right now for putting stuff on. For putting what on?
We gotta put the phones on something.
Our phones that don't even have service.
Well, yeah.
They have time. It's nice to tell the time. So we have been
something like that.
needing this. Yeah. Why don't we put it in the wall over here?
Because we don't have a saw right now at the moment. We can't cut it to the right size. It's just a temporary shelf. That we hopefully won't hit our heads on.
You might hit your head. That's a pretty sharp corner there.
Hold this. It's up a little ways. It's lovely. All right, back to bed.
We're gonna lay in bed, maybe read, and fall asleep, hopefully. So what do you want for breakfast?
Whatever you make.
Whatever I'm making? Well, first I'm gonna warm myself up. Cory and I all night were warmish. Like, it wasn't bad. I would do it again. It was cold. I think the warmest our thermostat said was like 48 degrees. And it would go up and down as the fire was going up and down. If the fire was raging, it was warm in here. And then the fire inevitably would kind of die down because we have it going full blast. And then it would get cold really fast because it's not insulated very well. And this sliding glass door, you can feel a strong draft, which is unfortunate. So we might have to get like a thermal curtain to put over it in the winter to like slide open and close. But honestly, I think it was kind of fun. I had a good time sleeping here. Cory, what do you think? Thumbs up? But I don't think either of us slept very much at all because we had to get up so much to stoke the fire. And if we don't spend the night here tonight, it's probably going to be because we're just too tired and we don't want to do that 2 nights in a row. But once the cabin is insulated better and we don't have to have the fire completely roaring to be warm enough to sleep, I think it'll be super nice. The wind is blowing and knocking all the snow off the trees outside.
Yeah, climb in.
Yeah, honestly, I want to put my hat on though.
Warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
It smells lovely.
I put a lot of sugar in it. So.
Oh, it's gonna be wonderful. There's a lot of oatmeal.
That's a lot of sugar. The brown sugar was frozen in like one big chunk. I had to break it. You had to like rip it almost. I crunched it in my hand. Very good.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
We'll probably head out today just because we didn't sleep that well, and one night of it was fun, but 2 nights of it might not be so fun. Yeah, I think he was probably the warmest and coziest. What do you think? These meat sticks that we made with the meat from this land is pretty good. What's your plan, Stan?
We're gonna run one more electrical box up in Nora's loft.
Can I have an outlet in Nora's loft?
Outlet, yes.
Or we're gonna put an outlet up in that loft, I guess. So many of the trees are just bent over like that all over the forest because of how heavy the snow and ice are. We had a couple days in this area a while ago that started with rain and slush and turned into snow, so it just kind of caked all of the rain, the slush, and the snow onto the trees.
Electrical 101. Number one, for just outlets, you don't need 14.3, you need 14.2. So this red wire is garbage. It's just what we had laying around. We're gonna be using the white, the ground, and the black. For those of you that don't know, usually tells you everything you need to know on the back. This is a strip gauge. Your wire should be stripped back that far. If you use the push-in ports, it's pretty slick. And double check. Not bad, huh? So then you just push the wire in the hole. Just like that. And then put the the green terminal. Tighten down the screws. Then I tighten these down. Probably don't need to, but obviously when you get the paneling, start installing the paneling, you gotta pull off all the outlets again. But we don't know when that'll be, so we'd rather have an outlet until then.
What are you looking at, Colt? You having a good time? Oh, it looks like there's a squirrel hole in the snow over there.
Watch out, Colt. Move, move. Coming through.
I have to show you this. There's actually still snow on the propane tank that lasted overnight in the cabin. So it's a little chilly in here, I guess. So we actually had a bag of lentils, and there's also sunflower seeds in here that were just old, but the lentils were at home and we had mice get into our lentils and they were all over the place in a box and on the floor. So I cleaned it up and brought it here because I want to feed it to our cabin birds and give them some food for the winter. But last night, I think we had a mouse try to steal our lentils because they were sitting in the cabin. So I guess we A, have a mouse in the cabin, and B, mice really like lentils. So we also have some apples that went bad at home that we're gonna feed to the birds as well. Hopefully birds like lentils as much as mice. I actually advocated for this tree stump to be super tall when we cut down this tree. We had to cut down this tree because it was dead, needed to come down. And I wanted a tall stump so I could put a bird feeder on it. And we haven't had a bird feeder put out there yet, but I did just put bird food out. So it's right outside our bedroom window. tree.
Ready to make some sawdust?
It's gonna make a mess. You need safety glasses. Don't try this at home.
Just a little sawdust.
We are drilling holes for lights, by the way. The lights that we have in the living room. These guys. We're gonna install some of them in the bedroom so that we have light in the bedroom as well.
Thanks for narrating.
Yeah, it makes a mess. You are gonna be covered in sawdust. That sweatshirt collects sawdust like nothing else. I just swept the floor.
I tried telling you, I just let you do it.
Sass.
Of course, I hit a nail with the drill bit, so this is gonna be tough.
So far, no birds. I maybe should have cut the apples in half, but I didn't.
Oh well. They'll just have to work for it a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully they eat it. Something will eat it eventually.
Deer might have to be a little tall. Connect the wires to the switch and the switch to the fuse box.
Okay. Our electrical and water pump and stuff are over here. Are you having fun, Colt? You having fun? I just swept. Silly guy. He's probably bored. Lovely. So Cory said that the wiring that came with these lights, it came with these lights, or you bought the clips separate?
I bought the clips separate with the wire.
Okay, these wires for 12-volt wiring. They're like little clips. And what's so special about them? I know nothing.
You don't have to strip the wires. Take the clip, put the wire in the clip, and then squeeze the clip together, of course. Just like that.
I can't see.
You squeeze this. And that makes the connection. And then you just run your other wire into that side.
Then you run the other wire into where?
The other side.
Okay. So we used to have the battery sitting over here by the fireplace. Cory moved it to where it's actually supposed to go, over here, which is currently our bathroom, but is actually going to be the closet. This bathroom is temporary. And he's wiring in the lights and the battery to the
fuse box. And once we attach these two wires and attach the battery to these wires, then we can try the lights.
Yay!
The lights in the bedroom and the living room.
Yeah, so obviously these are battery, but these lights are going to be hooked up to that battery. And then these lights as well. So we should be able to turn them on with these little light switches here that are just like touch switches. And then we won't have to rely on our twinkle lights to see in the bedroom at night, because they're not very bright. We were reading last night and we used this little lamp to read in bed, which was fine, but it'd be nice to have like real lights. But eventually the toilet will go in here. We'll have a shower pan back there and a sink. And this will be our bathroom. What do you think? You're such a good puppy.
I just put the fuse in. Do we have light on the little switch?
This one, yes. This one, yes.
Okay, try it.
Okay.
All right.
Yay!
Lights. Do we got lights over here? Hey, look at that. We got lights.
Yay! Wow.
And of course you can dim these.
Yeah, we got dimmable lights. It's hard to tell on the camera, but they get brighter and dimmer.
Very nice. All right, I'll put a nail over here for a temporary holder.
So bougie. It's been nice last night.
It's the simple things, right?
It really is. Eventually we want to put lights up in the loft too, but slow, steady progress. We're gonna try and make it out of here in one trip today. We think we'll be able to do that because we're leaving some of the stuff here at the cabin. Lovely. Gosh, seems like you're gonna bust it.
Well, I do have more in case we do.
Oh gosh. Wow.
Very
so cool.
Nice. Very.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Buddy, what do you think? It's go time. We are on our way out, leaving the cabin. We're gonna try and do it in one trip. We're gonna go fast because my feet are already cold and we haven't left the cabin yet. It's a long hike. Cory's carrying a battery in his hand, which is really heavy, so it's gonna be quite the journey. Also, thanks so much to those of you who have subscribed to my channel. It means a lot and it's fun to watch it grow. We've gotten a lot of subscribers lately and Colt and I have been super excited about that. So it doesn't cost anything, it doesn't harm anything if you just subscribe, so we really appreciate that. Thank you. Say hi. Say thanks for watching. Stay warm out there.